Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this virtual open house. We will be beginning very soon. So we'll just wait for a couple more families to get in the room and we'll get started in the next minute. And we are ready to start. First of all, I want to thank you for taking your time to join us on this virtual open house where we will guide you through the wonders of ISP and everything we have to offer your child. Today, we're going to be looking at what learning is at ISP, our core values and our mission, how we ensure that our students have the best future, what exploring passions looks like at ISP. We'll talk about blended learning and how it's done at our school. We'll also tackle neurodiversity and sportsmanship, critical thinking. We'll deep dive into our visual and performing arts, and you'll have a chance to meet our head of admissions and ask questions to both our leadership team and our admissions team. And with that, I'll leave it to our head of school, Dr. Audrey Menard.
Hello, everyone. I'm Audrey Menard. I'm the head of school at the International School of Panama, and welcome to our open house today. We are, first, I want to say, the only not-for-profit, non-secular school in the country of Panama. This means that every single one of our board members is a volunteer, and every penny or dollar that you pay for tuition goes directly to the education of your child. We also attract employees and excellent teachers here that also believe in making sure that they work in an organization that is all about students and not about profit and other such matters. So we really have a group of committed people here that are all about students. Recently, we redid our strategic plan, which you can find on our website, and we reviewed our core values, and we redid our mission. And so here's our mission right now, and every decision we make is run through this mission. We wish to inspire and challenge every single learner, and we see learners as adults as well as students, to reach their full potential and become curious, independent, and compassionate citizens of the world. Everything that we do is seeking to create graduates that will represent our mission well. We have 5 core values. And when you listen to this presentation today, I hope that you'll see them coming through strongly. We're looking for families that match, that our mission matches to our core values. So they are the commitment to excellence. That would be the first one. And that's the yellow star that you see in the middle. The second one is compassion and integrity. That's the heart that you see next to it. Then we have strength and diversity. We really value the diverse community that we are. That's the sort of purple one with the people in it. Then we have our innovative spirit, and we're not bleeding edge, but we're definitely cutting edge. That's the rocket. And finally, we have our core value of having a lasting impact. And that's the LEAF, where we really look at green initiatives, taking care of our planet. And you'll hear about examples about that as well. So I hope this resonates well with you. And to go into more detail, I'm going to pass it to our middle school principal, Kyle Martin.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Menard, and thank you everyone for joining us today. At ISP, we spend a lot of time thinking about the future. And one of our main goal, as Dr. Menard mentioned, is doing everything we can to prepare our students to enter the world, knowing that it's constantly evolving and changing. And so at ISP, we think about learning in really 4 key ways. There are 4 principles of learning that guide the work that we do at ISP. And so the first one is just that learning is iterative. We know that learning is non-linear, that it changes, that we get feedback and we receive feedback and we have to adjust based on that feedback. And we try to instill that in our students starting at pre-K 3 all the way through 12th grade, that we can always grow and get better. A second principle of learning is that we want learning to be exciting. We want students to be up, out of their chairs, active, messy in some ways. We want learning to be something that they're constantly wrestling with and playing with on a daily basis. A third principle of learning is that we want learning to be meaningful. All of the learning that should happen on our campus should be connected in some way to the real world. And so we often, in a lot of our classes, will present challenges, and we challenge and we push students to find solutions to issues that the world is really facing, which a number of our other people on this panel will speak about over the course of this presentation. The last one is we want learning to be social, because we know that students, when they leave ISP, they need to know how to connect with people from all parts of the world, from all different walks of life, and who all have different backgrounds and beliefs. And so we believe that if we do those 4 things on a daily basis, that we can really prepare students to leave ISP and become world-changing problem solvers. One example of someone who's undoubtedly going to change the world in a very positive way is our next speaker, whose name is Simon Belandia. He's a high school student at ISP, and he's going to speak a little bit about his experience so far. Over to you, Simon.
Thank you. At ISP, the STEM department is incredibly diverse and expansive. Kids have STEM classes from the very beginning of their time at school, with courses in elementary, middle school, and high school. In high school especially, there's a great emphasis on STEM activities, with courses dedicated to topics like product design, development, robotics, computer science, engineering, programming, and 3D modeling. Last semester, I had a class for 3D modeling where we had different things like bike handles, slides, and moved into complex shapes and models as the year went on. Students, through the time at different classes, learned to write in different coding languages like C++, Python, and JavaScript, all very valuable things to learn later in life. In classes, we use software like Unity, Xcode, Fusion 360, and more. These topics in classes can really help get kids ready for future careers and college courses in these areas, or could just serve as ways to introduce your children to the world of STEM and see if they're interested. Once your kids are sure of their interest in STEM, they could pick their IB courses based on these very things. ISP offers classes like high level and standard level physics and chemistry, as well as chemistry and physics outside the IB diploma. Outside of classes, for those really passionate, there are many group activities and soul person activities students can take part in to expand their learning. For example, at ISP, there's a robotics team with middle school and high school divisions. This robotics team is a worldwide competition for Vex Robotics with people from all over the world. We participate with competitions within our own teams at ISP itself, with teams all around Panama, and go to the World Championships in the US. For example, last semester, me and the rest of our team, we earned our place as the Panama team and got to go to the World Cup in Dallas, Texas. We are among the 800 teams from all over the world that participated and got the chance to compete. If you're not interested in robotics, but you still want to do physics engineering, there's the Near Space program at ISP. This program is built to help kids develop and launch balloons with cameras to the atmosphere and test things in the atmosphere. They're divided into multiple subdivisions like physics, engineering, and marketing, and they have been a program for well over 8 years. Have been covered by national news multiple times, and had the chance to participate in the filming of a documentary last year. Long story short, students at ISP have near infinite opportunities when it comes to STEM areas at ISP. I hope all new students can enjoy and take advantage of the STEM experience as I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. And I'm Summer Alcouder, and I'm the blended learning specialist. And so I'm going to build on that exciting program that he just talked about. And to expand it even further from our STEM initiatives, 2 of our ISP core values are academic excellence, and innovative spirit, as Dr. Menard mentioned. And these values really guide us as we create classroom environments that are both accessible and challenging for our students. And we know as educators and as parents that every child is unique. So one size fits all approach to education doesn't meet the need of all of our students. So that when we develop curriculum, in our digital and face-to-face formats, it's guided by the principles that we call the universal design for learning. And so these principles help us to design multiple ways for students to access learning materials and multiple pathways to demonstrate what they know and what they can do. And we use a balanced approach to technology, which we call blended learning. So this combines engaging technology tools and adaptive softwares with meaningful and collaborative face-to-face learning opportunities with our classrooms every day. Some of the digital tools you'll encounter are math platforms that tailor lessons to the level of each student. We have multiple literacy platforms where students can find fiction and nonfiction stories and books, and again, tailoring to the level of the individual reader, in addition to our physical libraries. All of our elementary students receive an iPad, and with those iPads, they're not just getting or receiving learning from the teachers, they're creating and demonstrating their learning they might be creating their own books, podcasts, website, cartoons, and the list goes on. For middle school and high school students, they are allowed to bring the laptop of their choice. And again, as we've mentioned, they show their learning by collaborating together, by solving problems, building those critical thinking skills, and learning to use technology ethically and responsible in an age where they have to navigate life both digitally and face-to-face. And then you just heard a little bit about our award-winning STEM program from a student who's participating and really actively involved in that. And that begins at the elementary school level, just connected with science, connected to some of our art classes together, lots of different opportunities for students for competitions, robotics, computer science. And then we also use technology as a feedback tool so that we can partner together as teachers, students, and parents to monitor a child's academic journey and make sure that they're meeting success every step of the way. And so we're in the midst of, we've just changed over to a digital platform that allows for better communication between parents, teachers, and students. It allows us to monitor academic progress, attendance data, personalized education plans for our students who need those, and to create faster feedback loops. As we know, as Mr. Martin mentioned, learning isn't linear. So we need to try something, we need to get feedback, we need to try it again. And so getting those feedback loops between parents and students and teachers is really important for us. And so technology can help us with that as well. And we're always looking for places where a student needs extra support or where a student's excelling and they need extra challenge. And so these technology tools at our disposal help us to identify those areas. And here to explain more about the systems of support around our children and how we educate the whole child is my colleague, Elias Barlow.
Thank you, Summer. I'm proud to be able to here with you today to talk about our student support services, from our counselors to our learning support teachers to our amazing English as additional language teachers. We have robust services to meet a wide variety of student needs. And as I see our students and our teachers working at these areas, I really feel that they embody our values of strength and diversity and compassion and integrity. And as we lean into these values, we truly believe that having a neurodiverse population and representation at our school enhances the learning environment of all children and staff. We value and see value in being an inclusive school. Inclusion means at ISP that we're a school that's representative of the neurodiversity in the world. That means across grade levels, we'll have 10 to 15% of our student population with varying needs. This is key to developing compassion and caring leaders for the future. And as we understand that learning is social, and we think that having a more diverse student population, we're increasing the capacity of our students and our staff to be better citizens of the world. Another part of this is that we truly believe that exposure to diversity challenges students and staff to think critically and become leaders that challenge assumptions and explore alternative approaches and solutions to real world problems. You go to the next slide. Thank you. And as we begin to frame and talk about our robust services, we think about those under a multi-tiered systems of support. And going back to what Summer said about universal design for learning, that's where we really think about when a child's in the classroom, how are we providing ways and paths for them to engage with learning, to demonstrate understanding, and really like dig into it in a way that demonstrates mastery, but may not be in a prescribed way. And on these systems, as we're thinking about them, we're not just thinking academic, but we're also thinking social, emotional. We're also thinking about the behaviors, and we're also thinking sometimes about adaptive skills, which are like functional, independence, organization, things like that. And what this may look like for your child, it may be our counselors reaching out and working with teachers and families to provide social, emotional support in and out of the classroom. Our counselors across from elementary, middle school, and high school get into the classroom and teach lessons, either working with advisories or working with homeroom teachers. Some of those lessons may be around friendship, and other may be around how do you deal with challenging situations with your friends. Our learning support EAL teachers both provide support to teachers to enhance curriculum, like with planning, but also provide small group instruction and sometimes co-teach with other teachers in a way to meet the needs of the learners that they work with, but to enhance the learning of all students. And I'd really be remiss if I didn't mention our inclusion program. This is a specialized program that serves a small population of students that may have significant academic gaps or adaptive needs, going back to functional, independence, life skills. And we're really proud of this program. It's in the second year this year in our elementary. We're hoping to expand it in the future. And as we consider developing the whole child and developing aspects of all learner, I have the pleasure of introducing Fernando Archila to you, our athletics director.
Thank you, Elias, and hi, everyone. My name is Fernando Archila. I am the athletic director, and we are really proud of the program that we have here, the athletics program, with more than 450 students. As one of our core values, strength and diversity, says, we're stronger if we include everyone and we find a space for everyone to participate, regardless of their skill level or their age. We offer a high-quality sport program, which consists of an excellent program designed by excellent coaches in an excellent place like ISP. And that's another of our core values, commitment to excellence. We offer a wide range of opportunities and options for all of our students to participate in sports, with both team sports and individual sports. Some examples are volleyball, basketball, flag football, swimming, tennis, and track and field, and of course, soccer, both for boys and girls. And we even have some teams that are co-ed, which means that boys and girls play together. For us that are committed to excellence, athletics is a privilege. So we monitor with the elementary, middle school, and high school administration the attendance, behavior, and academics of all of our students to ensure that they're maintaining the expectations and that they have the privilege to participate in athletics, which at the same time impacts positively our program, and our students become excellent ambassadors of ISP locally and internationally. Our coaches are the best in the country or even the region. They have their certifications by the international federations of each of the sports that they're coaching, and they also together have achieved the level 1 status within the National Federation of State High School Associations in the United States, which is the first school, ISP, the first school in Latin America and the second in the world to be recognized with this certification due to the courses that our coaches take on a yearly basis. Learning is exciting here in our athletics program. We have excellent classes, but we also have opportunities for our student athletes to play in friendly games locally, in leagues, private leagues as well. And we're also part of ASCA, the Association of American Schools of Central America. That's in a group of 28 international schools spanning 6 countries in Central America. And that's our biggest priority for international competitions. It includes middle school and high school competitions in the sports that we have here at ISP. In ISP athletics, learning is also meaningful. We believe, and that's our philosophy, that sports are a vehicle to enrich the educational experience of our students and encourages at the same time academic achievement. So our enduring hope is that our students learn skills that are also going to last for a lifetime and that are also connected to the classroom. And I think that the main goal of all of the student athletes and families for their children to have fun, to make new friends and to develop healthy habits. So for us, our practices and competitions foster the inclusion of diverse populations, such as Mr. Elias Barlow mentioned. It promotes healthy lifestyles, it encourages positive school community and culture, which is sports is one of the biggest drivers of the school culture. So to end, I would emphasize that we also follow an sportsmanship model. We know that sports develop and encourage character development, which also impacts the broader community. So with that said, we invite you to reach out to admissions and to continue listening to this presentation. And I'll pass it over to our IB coordinator and Dean of Academics that will talk about how we're building a better world, one critical thinker at a time. I'll pass it over to Greg Galloway.
Hi there, good day, everyone. Yes, I am Greg Galloway. I am the Dean of Academics here and the IB Diploma Coordinator as well. And I'm going to be speaking to you today about critical thinking. Critical thinking is active learning. One must be able to think clearly, rationally, and independently to be able to achieve this. A critical thinker should be able to reflect on a problem or an idea. A critical thinker should be able to apply reason and logically be able to connect ideas. This means that critical thinking is not just something that a passive recipient of information can apply, but rather critical thinking involves rigorously questioning assumptions and ideas, not just accepting them at face value. At ISP, our International Baccalaureate Diploma Program supports student attainment on a range of academic and non-academic attributes that we collectively describe as the learner profile. In brief, the learner profile reflects aims and values that become part of a school culture and ethos. The learner profile includes attributes such as being reflective, being balanced, being principled, being knowledgeable, an inquirer, open-minded, caring, risk-taker, communication, thinking. And they are basically part of our culture and ethos here in what we at ISP call our core values, which Dr. Menard had spoke about a little bit earlier. At the student level, these attributes and descriptors of the learner profile and our core values define the type of learner that the IB hopes to develop through our diploma programs. At a school level, the learner profile and the core values are a set of ideals that people can aspire to, students, teachers, and parents alike. They motivate, they focus work of the school and of the teachers and of the learners themselves. The development and the enhancement of critical thinking abilities is one of the foundational goals of the IB itself. The diploma program, specifically with its core elements, theory of knowledge and extended essay, focus on the critical and creative thinking that enables a student to analyze situations, to revisit challenges, and to create possible solutions to problems. Theory of knowledge is an interdisciplinary course which is designed to develop a coherent approach to learning that unifies all of the academic ideas encompassed within the diploma itself. Critical thinking abilities are one of the major set of desired outcomes. The extended essay, another core requirement for all students pursuing the diploma, is an independent research study culminating in 4,000-word essay. The course aims to engage students in self-directed and in-depth research on a chosen topic within their selected subjects, with the development of critical and creative thinking skills as a desired set of outcomes. Critical thinking at ISP is more than just acquiring and memorizing knowledge and information. Its primary purpose is to solve a problem and to arrive at the best possible decision. In settings such as the International School of Panama, students are able to apply critical thinking in subjects like math and science, economics, history and business management, as well as English, Spanish, and even the arts to figure out the best way to approach a particular particular project. I'd like to pass on to our assistant principal of the elementary school, Mrs. Kathy Patton, to discuss the arts program at our school.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending today, and thank you, Gray, for the introduction. As Gray mentioned, I'm one of the assistant principals in the elementary school, and I also have the opportunity to be a mother of 3 children who attend ISP as well. I'm so grateful for the many opportunities that ISP offers to my own children and to all the children of ISP. For example, my children participate in both athletics that Fernando spoke with us earlier about, and they're also a big part of the visual and performing arts opportunities at our school. There are so many great things that we offer through this program, and I'm just going to highlight just a few. For example, last year, our students were thrilled to be returning to performing on our campus again. We have a beautiful performing arts center, also known as the PAC, that is run on solar energy and seats over 500 people. It's an amazing place to see and also have the opportunity to present or perform in. We also had opportunities last year that included things like musicals that our students participated in. We had a global celebration of theater called All Together Now, and also The Little Mermaid, which is featured here in the photo. In addition to performances, we have many courses that students learn about visual and performing arts. We have 2D and 3D art courses. We have music courses, we have drama classes, and this begins all the way down in our youngest students in kindergarten and beyond, and also addition in with some of our pre-K students. These also provide opportunities for students to showcase their work throughout the school year. And so students are getting lots of opportunities to develop and also grow and demonstrate their learning. Our VAPA program is a place where we provide exciting and social learning opportunities through classes and performances. In these opportunities, students become more curious and creative, and they develop collaboration and critical thinking skills in an inclusive environment. This also gives our students an opportunity to develop an innovative spirit, and also is one that values our strength in diversity at our school. If you'd like to learn more about our visual and performing arts performing program, you can take a look at our arts section on our website to see and learn more. So I'm going to pass it on to Helmi Porras, who is our Director of Strategic Enrollment Management.
Thank you, Kathy. And my title, well, it's in short, is from the admissions team. And actually my background is the Performing Arts Center. So this is sort of the entrance of everything that Kathy just mentioned. It's our solar panel energized building where you find all of the performing arts facilities on campus. And so we know, and we thank you so much for being here with us. We know that choosing a school for your family is not an easy decision. And so we're here to help you determine if ISP is the right fit for your family. This is the best place to start. In these few minutes, we hope we have painted the picture of what your children's day-to-day at ISP would look like if you decide to move forward with the admissions process. And like Dr. Menard mentioned in the beginning, you know, if our priorities, our mission, and our core values align with yours, then you're in the right place. Our entire admissions process, it takes place online, so you're able to secure a seat for your children even before you move to Panama, if that is your case. Right after this session, we're going to send out an email with a recording as well as the next steps to get started. We honestly can't wait to meet, guide, and support you through the admissions process to become part of such a unique place like ISP. And so with that, I know we have a few minutes left for a brief Q&A session. And like Elizabeth said in the beginning, you can input those into the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen, and we can definitely address those right now. But I don't think there are any. We'll see.
There is one, and the question is related about sports in PK.
In pre-K or kindergarten?
In kindergarten, definitely. See.
Yeah, I replied to Paulina, but I think that it's a good opportunity to share with everyone that the sports offered in kindergarten are basketball, sub 8, for under 8 for boys and girls, soccer for boys and girls, and tennis, of course, for boys and girls. Swimming starts in 1st grade, and then track and field starting from 3rd grade.
Thank you, Fernando. We don't seem to have any more questions in our chat box. So I'll give the audience 1 more minute. So you can ask any questions you would like to ask to our admissions, to our strategic enrollment management director.
Or anybody else who's here with us today. So which STEM activities are practiced in kindergarten? Who would be best suited to answer that question?
I can address that. Yeah. In kindergarten, they have an opportunity to go to our amazing new STEM lab that was developed last year on a regular basis. And I know one of the things right now that they're actually working on is learning to code already in the first few months of school. And they do all different kinds of things to begin to learn how to work through a scientific process and beyond. But it's pretty exciting to see kindergartners coding already in the first few weeks of school. And I know they really enjoy the opportunity, and it just really develop some critical thinking throughout the year as they go through many other areas of their learning.
The next question is, what electives are in 3rd grade? My child is learning Spanish. How often will she learn the language?
I can take that one as well. In 3rd grade, we don't provide electives. We have specialist courses that they all are participating in. So they all have physical education. They all have drama class or music. So those alternate throughout the year. They also all participate in Spanish class. And they also all participate in art class. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, STEM isn't just in kindergarten. It's not a separate course, but it's embedded into their learning throughout the year. So they also receive STEM.
There's one more question for elementary, so I'll direct it to you, Kathy. How do you integrate Spanish in the curriculum for elementary school students?
So in our class, in all of our grade levels, kindergarten through 5th grade, all students participate in a Spanish course throughout the year. And there are differentiated opportunities. So based on their levels of Spanish, they might receive different types of work or different ways to approach learning Spanish. And so that is definitely one of the ways that we support Spanish learning and enhancement for native speakers as well across the elementary school. Also, I know when students maybe are moving to our school for the first time and they need maybe some translations and things like that, that of course is provided throughout their day to ensure that they are successful in our classrooms and throughout our school.
Thank you, Kathy. With families moving to Panama at different points in time, could you let us know how you manage enrollment throughout the year and how do you ensure students are integrated into their classrooms, sports, and all the other activities?
Of course, I'll take that question. And so we're very used to receiving families at different moments throughout the year. It looks a little bit different per division, but in general, we try to get students in and on campus before their first day of school so they can know where their classroom is. They know who their homeroom teacher is if it's elementary, or they know who their advisor is if it's middle school and high school, as well as their counselor, and they know where to go throughout the day. And so we do that. And then, of course, we have counselors across divisions that sort of follow up with new students to make sure that they're integrating well into their classrooms. And in elementary school, we have a buddy system that's assigned within their homeroom. In middle school and high school, we're working with an ambassador program where they have a peer in their same grade, hopefully with similar interests or background, that guide them through school in the day-to-day and are with them and try to orient them in different ways.
Can families do a tour in December during holiday break?
Yes. The short answer is yes. We don't take holiday break in the admissions team. So we're here. As long as you let us know what dates you're going to be here in Panama, we would be happy to welcome you. Just know that during holiday break, you won't be able to see the school at its best, which is when it's full of students. If it's during the student break, then you get to see sort of the campus and facilities, but you won't be able to see like the day-to-day dynamic that you would be able to see during the school year. But of course, we're more than happy to welcome you over Christmas break or summer. We're here.
That seems to be our last question so far. We will give our future parents one more minute to ask any questions they may have.
So I think there's no more questions. And again, I just wanted to reiterate, thank you so much for being here with us today. You will receive an email from us shortly, and you will know where to contact us to get started with the admissions process. We hope to hear from you very, very soon. Thank you.